Do Savannah monitors make good pets? That's the question I'm going to answer in this video coming up. Welcome back to Northern Exotics. We're a reptile YouTube channel that talks all things reptile related, whether it be specific species care, breed your own live food, or general little reptile life hacks. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. So the question in today's video is, do Savannah monitors make good pets? And it all depends on what you class as being a good pet. For me, I say yes, they're an amazing pet, but there is a couple of things you do need to take into consideration. One, have you got the space to provide for this animal throughout its entire life? A Savannah monitor ranges around the savannas all day long. It's a monitor. It runs around digging, monitoring, scavenging. That's what they do in the wild, and they need that exercise to be able to keep them healthy. So in captivity, can you provide them with an enclosure for their entire life? The minimum size enclosure in the UK by law is 8 foot wide, 4 foot tall and 4 foot deep. Can you provide that for an adult Savannah monitor? That's the big question you need to ask yourself. The second question is, can you afford to feed this animal throughout its entire life? Again, they're an insectivore by nature. They run around collecting insects, eating insects, bugs, millipedes, brachytroops, absolutely anything that they can find out there. A lot of people supplement this by feeding them mice and stuff like that, but that's the wrong diet for them. If you want to learn more about a Savannah monitor diet, click on that card just up there. That'll take you straight through to a video dedicated to their diet. But they are an insectivore, so you're going to need to provide them with an awful lot of bugs, locusts, superworms, dubia roaches, absolutely anything like that. Can you afford them? Because they will eat an awful lot of bugs. Me, I breed my own live food, just to help cover the costs for it. That might be something you might be interested in. If you are, I'll put a playlist just up here. You can click on that playlist. It'll take you through to a load of different videos around, all dedicated to Savannah monitors. But they do eat a lot, so you're going to need to provide them with an awful lot of food. And the next thing, have you got the time to put into a Savannah monitor? Simply because they take an awful lot of time to not so much tame down. You can't tame down a Savannah monitor, but you can make it so the Savannah monitor will tolerate you. It will tolerate being handled under its own terms. They are stubborn. I would always recommend, if you're thinking about getting a Savannah monitor, to get yourself a baby. Always go for a captive bred baby. That's a baby that's been born in captivity. So the parents are a captive animal, not a wild animal. They mate them in captivity, they incubate the eggs in captivity, they hatch the babies in captivity. So they are a captive bred baby. They are a lot stronger for captivity. You think if you get a wild Savannah monitor and put it in an enclosure, you've basically just put a wild animal in a box and you're going to watch it die. That's it. A captive bred one is going to be a lot stronger in size. It's going to be able to survive captivity so much better. There's so much controversy around wild caught, wild ranched and captive bred babies, but it's always better to go for a baby. I went off topic there a little bit. Go for a baby, and that way you can handle that baby from a baby stage, so it will get used to you a lot better. If you go straight in for a rescue big Savannah monitor, they're going to be really hard to tame down. And Savannah monitors have got a thing built into them called lockjaw, where they can lock their jaw onto you. And occasionally they can even do barrel rolls or death rolls like crocodiles and alligators do. You don't really want that to happen with yours. They have got an extremely powerful bite and it can draw some blood. And they're stubborn, they can be aggressive, they can whip their tails. So they're not for the light-hearted. But if you've got a baby from baby and you've handled it its entire life, that's going to be a lot better for you, especially if you have kids further down the line, or if you've got kids now. It's just a lot better like that. But once they're fully grown, you can start sticking a lead on them and taking them for walks and stuff like that. They're an absolutely amazing pet, provided you can provide everything that it does need. But then the next biggest question, I see so many Savannah monitors in rescue centres because people buy them and don't realise how big they actually get. Savannah monitors in captivity are a large lizard. You need to have the space to be able to do it. We've already covered the space, so I'm not going to go into that. But can you accommodate this animal for its entire life? They last anywhere 15, 20, 25 years in some cases. So can you actively keep this animal for its entire life? You don't want it to end up in a rescue centre, do you? If you've answered yes to all of the above, if you can provide it the space it requires, The mentality it requires, the enrichment, so the handling and all that sort of stuff, bonus. If you can afford to do the diet, or if you're going to breed your own live food, you can do it perfectly fine. If you can have the space for the enclosure size that it needs, bonus. Then a Savannah monitor will be an excellent pet for you. It just takes an awful lot of time for not just the animal itself, but the knowledge building that you're going to need to do. As with any reptile, you're going to need to do an absolute load of knowledge. So the best place to start your research is good old Google. But don't Google how to care for a Savannah monitor, although those videos do give you a really good idea. Have a look into their actual environment in the wild. Have a look at the food that they eat in the wild. Have a look at absolutely everything, the temperature gradients throughout the year, the humidity gradients throughout the year, because these are a high humidity animal, so you're going to need to find a way to keep the humidity up. Me personally, I've just got a really good substrate that will sustain burrows, so it can burrow, because these are a burrowing species, they live in burrows in the wild. So if you can do all that, perfect. So thanks for tuning in to Northern Exotics. If you want to see a playlist dedicated to breed your own live food, I'll stick it up there. If you want to see a how to care for a Savannah monitor video, that one just there. And if you want to subscribe, click that black button just there. Peace out, guys.